YouTube, what is going on? So now Talk 23. I'm back with another video. Before we get into the video, YouTube, I need you to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that post notification bell. Also, I'm posting daily. If you want to see these videos when they come out, hit that post notification bell. But today we got Yo Gotti versus Gucci Mane beef. This should be a good one. Let's get straight into it.
Gucci Mane and Yo Gotti are two of the biggest OGs in the game today. They both put on for their cities, and the music went even crazier when they worked together. But one small misunderstanding destroyed their whole relationship and sparked a wild beef that turned them against each other. Here's what went down. Gucci Mane and Yo Gotti are certified legends. Before Kanye came in and changed the whole game, hip-hop was all about dudes flexing and talking about their work in the trenches. So it only made sense for two of the most authentic street artists to link up and work together. They might have been raised in different cities, but their come-ups are similar. Both of them grew up hustling at a young age and doing whatever it took to survive in the streets. They both started to gain a buzz around the same time, and real recognized real, so there was a lot of mutual respect between the two. They started collaborating together on tracks like Mo Money and Bricks. Fans went crazy for the singles, so Gucci and Gotti took it a step further and dropped a whole mixtape together called Definition of a G. Then, they followed up with the tape G Shit. Everyone was feeling the music, and it seemed like Gucci and Gotti was about to take over the entire industry together. But before they could become hip-hop's next hottest duo, everything fell apart over some petty beef. In October 2012, Gucci was doing a press run for his new project called Trap God. The release date was set for the 17th of the month, which was an important day for him. 1017 is Gucci's label, and he was determined to drop on that day after hyping up the release for months. For Gucci, this was his next big step as an artist and a label owner. But then news broke that Yo Gotti was dropping on the same day. According to Gotti, he didn't know Gucci was dropping his project on the 17th, but he was hyped when he found out. He said in the interview, he's supposed to be my homeboy. I hit his phone immediately, because I'm thinking, man, we about to shut it down. In Gotti's mind, him and Gucci dropping on the same day was a win-win situation.
It should.
Everyone knew they was tight, and he thought the extra publicity would just help them both. But Gucci wasn't feeling the same way. Gotti said, so I hit him up to chop it up like that. He ain't hit me back. He ain't answer. Gotti thought Gucci might change his number or something. So he hit someone from his camp and told him to have Gucci reach out. Gucci never got in touch with him. But Gotti still wasn't pressed about it because he thought they were still cool. Then, right before the release date, Gucci tweeted out, why would another artist put their mixtape out on 1017 if they ain't Brick Squad? You ain't me. Hashtag Trap God. Gotti saw the tweet and tried to reach out immediately. He said they chopped it up on the phone, but also told the interviewer, from that point, I realized that homie had an issue, for whatever reason it was. Even though he didn't get why Gucci was upset, Gotti still considered him a friend. So he decided to change his release date to the next day. But apparently, that wasn't the only problem. Gotti told the Breakfast Club that when he called Gucci about the release date, WAP just talked about how Gotti was working with his ops. Gotti had just dropped a remix for his track Racks and featured T.I. and Jeezy. Everyone knows about Gucci and Jeezy's legendary beef. So he wasn't cool with Gotti working with a dude who allegedly sent shooters to his crib. Check out our video on Gucci Mane and Jeezy for a deep dive into this wild story. But Gotti wasn't the only one crossing sides to work with people. Gucci was tied with Young Dolph, who was one of Gotti's biggest ops before he was tragically killed in 2021. They collabed all the time and even dropped a project together in 2013. Go watch our video on the crazy beef between Gotti and Dolph for more info. WAP and Gotti hashed it out over the phone, and Gotti thought everything was cool. But what happened next will put an end to their partnership for good. Gucci hopped on a radio interview and said, my main problem with him is that he dropped his mixtape on 1017 and tried to ride my way. Why would you drop it if you went on 1017? And when I call you as my partner to ask why you did it, you say, oh, I didn't know you were dropping the mixtape. So WAP obviously wasn't buying the story that Gotti didn't know about the release date beforehand. He'd been promoting the tape for months and thought there was no way.
I mean, there is a possibility he didn't know, but it's also like, if he's doing a press release and all this, you knew he was probably dropping it. Stop. You knew he was probably dropping it.
They ain't know about it. In his opinion, Gotti was trying to get some shine off his music. At this point, Gotti still wasn't trying to escalate the situation, so he moved his release date to 1018. But their relationship was already damaged, and now it was about to get even worse. Next, Gucci dropped the track Birds of a Feather, where he took shots at a bunch of his ops. He dissed Jeezy, T.I., and dropped the line, I used to f with Gotti till he turned into a buster. Gotti was asked if he was going to drop a song in response, but he said, I'm more disappointed in him than anything, because I looked at him different. What I perceived in him is not what he's playing out. I thought you was a straight up, stand up guy, street type dude. And street dudes don't handle business like that. Gotti said even the dudes in Gucci's camp ain't understand why he was dissing him on the record. At first, it seemed like Gotti was gonna let everything slide and just move on. But then he responded with a diss track called Have Mercy to put an end to their friendship for good. That would have been enough, but then the beef took a twist that turned the disrespect up to 100. Gotti revealed in a Breakfast Club interview that he slept with Gucci's wife, Keisha Kayor, back when WAP was in jail over probation violation. Gucci and Keisha wasn't married at the time, but they already had history. According to Gotti, he ain't know Gucci was serious about her and said, I ain't know you in love and all that. You know how the game go.
I ain't know like you in love and all that.
Yeah, I got you.
Come on, man. You know how the game go.
Mm-hmm.
Around this time, Gucci's lean addiction was getting worse every day, and he started acting out. He went off on Twitter and sent shots at everyone. Yo Gotti, Jeezy, and T.I. all got dissed. Even Drake and Nicki Minaj. Gucci was starting to spiral out of control. On September 13, 2013, he was kicking it with a friend when he started to act erratically. So his boy called the police. When the cops showed up, Gucci started yelling and threatening them. They booked him and also found weed and a gun on him. Sources close to him reported that Gucci was hospitalized after the arrest because he was having seizures from lean. Then, on December 3rd, 2013, he was charged with 2 counts of possessing a firearm as a convicted felon. He was facing up to 20 years in prison if convicted. Gucci was at the top of the rap game, but his substance abuse and other criminal behavior was about to destroy everything. In 2014, he accepted a plea deal that would keep him behind bars until late 2016. Getting locked up turned out to be the best possible outcome for Gucci. He quit lean and dropped 40 pounds in his first 2 months inside. Having his freedom taken away, but everything
Everybody thought he was a clone.
He wasn't locked up in the cushy white collar kind of joint for celebrities. He was placed in a medium security prison that WAP called a place that's full of death, full of violence, full of despair. It motivated me to change my life because I'm never going back there. He ain't used his status as a celebrity to make things easier either. He told author Malcolm Gladwell, I pride myself on just being a man. I didn't stand on the fact that I was a rapper. I stand on the fact that I'm Roderick Davis, the man, and I made everybody who dealt with me deal with me as Roderick Davis, the man. From the corrections officers, from the judge, from the lawyer, from federal prisoners. After he was released in May 2016, Gucci had a new shot at life. He's off the drugs, a new father, and 1017 was doing better than ever. But Yo Gotti was taking himself to the next level as well. His label Collective Music Group was like all kinds of new talent. And he got into the real estate game too. But even though he was trying to live a more positive lifestyle, Gucci couldn't stay away from controversy completely. Apparently, he was still upset with Angela Yee from the Breakfast Club for asking Gotti about hooking up with Keisha Kayor back in the day. In 2019, he called her a punk ass and threatened to slap DJ Envy on sight.
So I'm confirming about what him and Angela did, and if he come at me wrong, I'm gonna slap the shit out of him.
But they beef goes back further than that. In 2016, WAP went on the Breakfast Club.
Nah, because it's like, why would you ask him that type of question knowing it's going to get out? You know they're beefing, so you want to... It's like you instigating the beef because you asking them questions like that. Like, come on now.
And said Yee tried to hit him up. Yee straight up denied it, but Gucci shot back and said, you used to be texting me. What hotel was you at? And stuff like that. Apparently, more was going on behind the scenes, because in 2019, Gucci claimed that he was banned from the Breakfast Club for what he said. Yee addressed the rumors about her involvement with Gucci and denied them again. She said that Gucci was still mad about her interview. He's upset, to this day, and I guess he felt some vendetta toward me. Later, Gucci came out and said he wasn't actually banned from the show, but claimed that they did not interview him every time he reached out. Then, in an interview with Charlamagne, he doubled down and said DJ Envy was afraid of him. He ain't had the nuts to come. I'ma confront him about what he and Angela did, and if he come at me wrong, I'ma slap the shit out of him. It ain't gonna be his first time getting slapped. DJ Envy responded on Instagram and made it clear he wasn't letting the threats get to him. The situation has cooled off over the last couple of years, but it don't look like Gucci will be back on the show anytime soon. Since getting out of prison, Gucci hasn't gone after Yo Gotti. It ain't clear exactly where they stand with each other, but for right now, it don't seem like they actively beefing. Gotti always acted like there was never a real issue anyway. He only got really involved after Gucci wouldn't let it go. Even when Gotti talks about smashing Keisha Kayor, it wasn't like he brought it up to disrespect Gucci. He was just answering the question truthfully. A lot of rappers would have flexed that in a diss track, but Gotti just said his piece and kept it pushing. Now that the situation has settled down, maybe these two will link up and drop new music. If Gucci can squash his beef with Jeezy, who allegedly tried to get him killed, he should definitely be able to forgive Gotti for releasing a mixtape on the same day as him.
Like, come on, bro. Like, come on, Gucci. You mad at the man because he tried to drop on the same day? But I mean, that's how some people is, though. It takes one little thing to stir them up. But YouTube, if you like the video, leave me a like and a comment. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one.